Canadians are faced with some difficult times. As B was mentioning, the cost of living is going up. Your groceries are expensive and more every month. Rent is sky high. Mortgage rates are hiked again and again. And the price of a home is out of reach for so many families. You wait 8, 10, 15 more hours at the emergency room to get the care that you or your loved one needs. And you can't even find cold medicine for your children. And on top of that, right now, it feels like there's this war against workers. And the Liberals are using the Bank of Canada to blame people's wages for inflation. Wages aren't even keeping up with inflation. People are doing everything right, but still falling behind. Unlike their paychecks, they see big corporations' profits going up twice as fast as inflation. And they know that's greedflation. And of course, Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre won't say a word about multi-billion-dollar companies raking in massive profits. Their billionaire CEO friends are making record profits. Loblaws alone has profits that have increased by 29%. Grocery chains, the corporate chains across this country, are raking in millions in extra windfall profits every week by charging Canadians $40 for a pack of chicken. They're using inflation as cover to pad their profits. And it's not just groceries. It's everything we buy. It's our mortgage, rent, cell phone bills. Justin Trudeau n'est pas là pour les familles des travailleurs. Et il ne comprend pas à quel point l'inflation est la vérité.
He doesn't understand the harm that inflation is doing. He's disconnected from what people are experiencing. But the CEOs of these companies are within his privileged circle.
The idea of, again, putting a windfall tax on the wealthiest corporations profiting off the backs of people. He dismissed the idea as simply too simplistic. A windfall tax that could be used as a disincentive to gouge shoppers. He said, no, it's too simplistic, can't do it. Seriously? Other governments across the world have stood up to corporate greed with the windfall tax, including the United Kingdom, even under a conservative government, because it works. The truth is, Justin Trudeau doesn't want a windfall tax or penalties for gouging consumers or even proper competition laws. He's never going to make them pay what they owe. And he's never going to stop big corporations from making billions of dollars exploiting and off the backs of workers. We learned this week that one of the firms in Justin Trudeau's inner circle, McKinsey & Company, has been handed $101 million by the Trudeau government. $101 million that could have put over 1,000 more nurses on the front lines for a year. And we all know that government after government has pulled the same nonsense. When conservatives are in power, they give their insiders contracts. When the Liberals are in power, their friends get contracts. The Prime Minister's inner circle includes corporations like McKinsey and the Loblaws empire, and it shows. The reality is, every victory for real Canadians, dental care, anti-scab legislation, bigger GST rebates, these were things that Liberals and Conservatives fought against until the NDP forced Mr. Trudeau to do the right thing. And of course, I should probably go without saying, but of course, Pierre Poilievre is not the answer. Just last week, I mean, if you needed any more evidence, he went to Winnipeg to spend time with health privatization pushers, the Frontier Centre. And promoting for-profit healthcare isn't all that the Frontier Centre does. Sadly and pretty seriously, they have denied that residential schools hurt children. They deny that climate crisis is human-made. And Pierre Poilievre chose that group in particular to go to and to speak in front of. En tant que ministre du gouvernement de Stephen Harper,
as Minister of Government under Stephen Harper, Poilievre did not fight for workers. He fought against a minimum wage. And although he does have a pension since he was 21, he's made access to pensions for Canadians more difficult.
And your social safety net. And who benefits from that? Who benefits from cutting CPP in EI? Not you, not workers. Rich CEOs and their companies will take in more than $500 million away from your pensions and add it to their profits instead. More bonuses for the very biggest bosses. He's here for them. He will cut what you need in order to give them what they want, from your pension to your healthcare. We envision a Canada where healthcare is ready for you when and where you need it, where nurses and doctors and frontline healthcare workers are respected and there's enough of them so you don't have to wait. Hear, hear. That's what we need. But we know that's not what's happening right now. Right now, parents are so worried about the state of healthcare in our country, they're anxious to leave the home with their little ones. There is nothing in this world more important to all of us than the health of our babies and our loved ones. But while people are waiting in pain hour after hour, Justin Trudeau leaves us to fend for ourselves. While healthcare workers are run off their feet, working endless hours of overtime and leaving the profession in droves, the Prime Minister stalls in funding because of a standoff with the provinces. While for-profit health corporations like Maple get away with charging Canadians credit cards to access healthcare, Mr. Trudeau turns his back and pretends not to see. While Daniel Smith and Doug Ford and Heather Stephenson launch a mission to privatize public universal Canadian healthcare, Justin Trudeau does nothing, and Pierre Poilievre cheers them on. In fact, the Prime Minister has an opportunity right now to protect Medicare. While negotiating funding with the provinces, we all agree there should be strings attached, of course. I think one of those conditions has to be straight up no privatization. We want to make it clear. We want to make it clear, no for-profit corporations taking over healthcare, no billing patients for anything, no cannibalizing hospitals, sending their nurses and doctors to for-profit clinics. What are Justin Trudeau's conditions then? Apparently he's fine with Doug Ford's plan to sell off our healthcare and Daniel Smith's plan to dismantle the very foundations of Medicare. Il ouvre la voie.
He is opening the way for for-profit companies from the U.S. He knows that nurses will leave hospitals to go work at private clinics, and people will be waiting even longer. He knows that patients will be billed for costs for appointments or anything these companies may charge one for. He knows that what will happen to healthcare is exactly what's happening in long-term care. The financial results deteriorate how people are treated.
Ignoring the healthcare crisis is wrong. Pretending to see conservatives and pretending not to see conservatives and their for-profit CEO friends chomping at the bit at this opportunity to make money in our healthcare system is wrong. That's not what leadership looks like. Leadership means showing up and getting to work on solutions. Solutions like training more nurses and doctors, investing in our public system that's already there, getting licenses for healthcare workers from other countries who have international training, and get them ready to work here in our hospitals, in our publicly funded system. Hear, hear. Leadership is investing in home care and long-term care, so our elders aren't spending months waiting in hospital beds trying to find a spot. And finally, investing in mental health so people get the care and the treatment that they need. There is something standing in the way of cuts and privatization and for-profit corporations squeezing workers' paychecks and attacking their rights. And it's not Justin Trudeau, it's working people and their unions and the NDP and the power of solidarity.